I don't want to sound like some 1950s bigot, because what I want to say right now is I want the dad to teach him how to play sports and build things. I think he should be handy around the house and know how to make a fire and chop wood. But also, I think that he should know things like how to cook and how to bake and how to dance. That's a good quality.
It might not be, the most popular thing to say here at school, but try to believe in a God, whoever that God is, or whatever it is, whether it's for some people it may be a filing cabinet, or
zoom in on the
whatever.
Yeah.
Be spiritual, but have belief in a God, and try to impress whoever that God is. And
he wears tight pants, tight clothes, all that stuff. He's always saying his feelings and stuff like that, and he gets called a girl, and like he's got long hair and shit. He's just like, everyone's like, you're a girl.
Yeah.
I may be a little unusual in this sense, but I really don't like it when a guy is too attentive or clingy. And I know people tease me about this, but I really like my space, and it just feels incredibly effeminate to me if the guy is overly sensitive or talks about feelings too much. And maybe that's a reflection of myself, because I am also not very comfortable with talking about emotions, but I also really don't like hand holders. That's a big turn off. It's true. But yeah, anything that's like, it almost makes me feel like, and this is very blunt, but they're sissies. And I want to feel like I'm with somebody who, I guess I expect somebody who's a little more emotionally guarded.
I always get bad reports about my behavior in classes where there was a female teacher, and in the ones with a male teacher, they'd always say that I was really well behaved and a great kid. And my mom came to me one day and said that she thought that maybe I was sexist and didn't respect women enough, and that she was worried about that. And I think that might have been like 4th grade even. I'm not sure. I was probably pretty young. And that was, like I was saying before, like a time when I was like, king of the playground, and like a little bit tough. But so from that point on, when your mom tells you that, like this woman who loves you so much and you love so much, really take it to heart. And I think that I did get better at that, but I still see, and I don't know where it came from, but I still feel that inside of me.
I was talking to my friend Brian about this a couple weeks ago, and how he was saying he would have probably been a lot happier. First of all, I think you find a lot of people in law school who aren't necessarily excited about being there or passionate about being lawyers. And we were talking in that context, and he was saying how he would probably have been a lot happier had he gone on to be a teacher, or he even said he could have seen himself wanting to be a nurse. But he knows that there are those societal standards and pressures that even though men are in those fields, they're traditionally dominated by women. And as old-fashioned as that sounds, it's still, I think, very prevalent today. So he felt like he had to stick to a stricter or more traditionally male-oriented field.
You can't take anything from anybody else. Like, someone gives you any kind of flack, you can't just take it. You have to stand up for yourself, or you're just going to keep getting it.
I had these older brothers who were like 3 years and 6 years older than me to look up to and to learn from. So it came really naturally to sort of exhibit masculine like characteristics or to act that way. And for me, what it ended up being was a struggle to back off of that because a lot of those characteristics were really negative ones. Like I wrestle with my friends and like hurt them.
There, the girls are usually smarter.
Yeah.
Agreed. And the boys are more athletic usually.
Over time, you know, like my good friend Nick, he's a vegetarian, real passive guy, you know, he's real in touch with himself, but he's like manly as shit. He's like real fucking manly. But you know, he's like vegetarian, like he like writes stuff. You know, typically a guy doesn't like write poetry and shit like that.
I try to provide for my family. You know, I think that's part of manhood as well. I try to provide, and it doesn't always have to be that you don't have to bring home the biggest check, or as long as you know, try to provide something for your family.